The light language that's coming through today is about being good enough. So it's enough. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you have to do, whatever you're thinking that you've already done, what you like want to do but can't get to, it's good enough right now where it is. That is not to say that you can't have more, that you can't do more, that you can't be more, but to know that right now in this moment, it is good enough. So I think for a lot of people, this is one of the reasons that people get into anxiety, because it's like you're focused too much on the future. So those of you who know me know that like I'm a future thinker and I live most of the time in the future, and I do these really cool techniques where I go into the future and I grab the energy from the future to create the present, to shift what's happening now. But there's also that balance, right? That fine line about being in the present moment, knowing that right now is good enough. Everything you're doing, everything you're saying, everything that is happening now is good enough. And to be in that flow, because when we're constantly thinking about the future or what we should be or should do, or should have, then it starts producing anxiety. So if we can just be in that flow and connect to that stream of energy that keeps us in alignment and present, then the future opens up without us having to think about it. It just happens naturally because we know we're in alignment and we're in the perfect space and time, and everything is happening at the perfect pace, and that it's good enough. Okay, so that's what I kept hearing. It's good enough right now, that everything is perfect right now, and you, what you're doing and what's happening around you and what you're creating is good enough. It's all good. It's perfect. Okay, so that's what's coming in for the light language today, which I think is really nice. So I think it's going to be some really beautiful energy that comes through. So everyone just shake out what you don't need, shake out your hands. Really important, I always focus on the hands because we tend to clench our fists and hold things in our hands and in our fingers. Also your toes, wiggle your toes, your arms, your legs, your hips, your neck, and just shake everything out. Let go of anything you don't need. You don't need to name it or know what it is. Just let it go and just take a couple of deep breaths. And just mute yourselves if you haven't already. Forgot to say that. Just take a couple of deep breaths. Yerikio la haire shimia, lorigirkia. Korea shimia, lololo, yerikia shia, lo shiama. Korea oro, riare kiola, yerihiro, loho, yerikia. Shviriare la yerikia. Holo, yerishimia, la yerikia. Homo, yerikia, homa, lishia, rukoriera mola. Yerishiorono, yerikia, rishiarolo. Hariolo, mariare, chiara hala, yerishimia. Korea shwa. Oriro, shimia, lo, harikio, lord. Shwarioro, lo, yerekia, la, hairikio. Korea shimia, la. Yerikia Haria Romola. Kurioro Laria Ririoro Yereka Rishwia. Urioro Yariarolo. Hariola Yerikiola Ereshwialo. Haria Erikio Hirolo Shmia. Shwolo. Kariere shiolo horo shmaiere kia. Hariere kiolo horiro. Hariere laniare iriolo shuoriolo iriariaro. Hariario shwodio. Hariayiro shwu. Ya ori kariro shmola. Hiro lo hurushwa. Yere kiolo yo. Yari kiolo shularu. Yari kiashwa. Hari kialai guru ariana shwu. Shwa yere lo yere hallelujah ma. Shwa Hariro loshwa. Yerikialo horiari renomo. Kirio shui ola yerikialo ma. Kirish yerikri olola yerikrialo. Shuriero lolo isha. Horiero kor horsholo. Yerikio ha yerikiro ma. Yerikiro hoshima. Kirialolo yerahi kiosha yerikio holo. Shori kia holo shori kia holo ma kia holo shori kia shori kia holo ya oli shori kia holo mo hori kia shwola ya iri holo iri kari iri shwolo lorira hola iri kia hola hola iri shwo. Ya here kiro holo ori shwa here kiro holo ori shwa here kia here holo rire kai here hol oh ya oh ya oh ya riro ko hariara kia shwiara hariara ka holo ire kariara mo Kiriera shvia, Mariara kia holo, shviria sia, kira holo holoria, kia ma la riro ko shmi ololo, yereki a Maria, shviria koya, koya la yara, horiara shviaro, horololo yerekia, moro, kalale yara shimia, kolo yerekia, halari yerekiolo, hariere kolo hoshvia, mola yerekia, Ola kariare kuido kure koreara kare kirire mala yeresko. Kololo shioro ma yerekia. Hala yerekia. Shwirio lohorio. Harierekia shwiro. Lariara kolaya. Koya yariere shialo. Kola yerekiara hola yere shwiara. Kioro lo mai. Kirala yereshwa. Kiralo maere kiolo maere shiaro ko. Kirala haero shwiorolo. Kioro mayari rekia. Kiri shioro la yaria. Kario la yaru. Yarioro aere shwiro. Ha yiriko shimaya. Kariara shwia. Kurioro molo. So that was really interesting because, sometimes I'll be like, oh, it's, connecting the DNA from the past or clearing out the fear or clear. And that was really interesting because I was talking about it's good enough and staying in the present moment. But right from the beginning, it was like, they were like, it was this feeling of like them pushing us into the future. Like, it's all good. Like, you are stepping forward. There's no fear and don't hesitate. like, is this good enough? Is this working? Is this what I should do? Like, just step through. And I felt like they were opening the door for us and pushing us all the way through. And like, here, like, ta-da, like that feeling of like, here it is. Like, when you're in alignment, you're just going to be, it was all about the future, even though I was talking about being good enough right now. So that was really interesting. And then I feel like they were doing some clearing, but it was like this big opening that when you are in the present, that was when the future opens so much more quickly. That makes sense. What did you guys feel?